Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
And welcome. Today's topic is one that I have had personal experience
Close
with.
to your heart.
Today's topic is self-employed, but scared to put myself out there.
Yeah. And this is, I know that a lot of people have this challenge. I did, and it's a very common thing. And the reason it's so common is because in many cultures, most children are taught and trained to, as we were saying last night, to dim their own light. Not last night, last week, as we were saying last week in our last video. They're taught to dim their light, to, put others first. Who do you think you are? Stop showing off. Don't be arrogant, all of those kind of things. And the reason that's so powerful is because as humans, we are not designed to survive on our own as babies and children. We need adults to help us survive, and we need community. So we are hypersensitive to upsetting or, making those around us angry. And as a child and baby, we have a primal drive to please and gain the approval of the adults around us, and not only the adults but our peers as well, because it's survival as far as the subconscious is concerned. Because if you're rejected from your tribe, you could literally die. So what happens in real time is when a parent or an adult in particular, but even our peers, get angry or reject us or disapprove, it's not just anger or disapproval. To the subconscious, it is a threat to our life. It's the threat to survival, evolutionarily, which means that in the moment, the subconscious produces the same fight, freeze, flight chemicals it would if your life was in danger. This creates a powerful imprint in the subconscious to say, never do that again, you could die. And it'll depend, how quickly that takes root will depend on what else is going on, what other references you have, what other experiences that child has already had will be added. It'll all be added together to form a structure. So when you then become an adult and you start a business and you become self-employed, your conscious mind says, right, so I need to now tell people I do this. I need to advertise. I need to speak to people, tell them that I, what I do and why it would be great for them, why they need my services and products. And what happens in that moment, so your conscious mind is using logic and reason. I need to do this, which is absolutely accurate, it's true. But in the same moment, your subconscious is referring to the fact based on the evidence in your childhood that it is dangerous. So it's not just, not okay or impolite. It is a threat to your life to put yourself out there, because the subconscious doesn't use logic or reason. It's just reacting to the experiences from your childhood. It's then prompting you'll get a word in a minute, I promise. Yeah. It's prompting your brain and body to produce the same chemicals it would if your life was in danger. Then what happens is your conscious mind interprets the sensations caused by those chemicals to mean various things. So I can't put myself out there. I'm not good enough. I'm charging too much. What will people think? I don't have the right qualifications. People don't want this. They don't want to hear from me. And that reasoning from your conscious mind will depend on what other references you have. So it'll be different for different people. So some people may just feel fear and not know why. Others will, the conscious mind will come up with all kinds of reasons for not taking the action of speaking to people or, putting social media out there. And the truth is, it's nothing to do with how good you are, how much, what the qualifications are, how much you're charging, or anything of that's happening now. All it is it's your conscious mind trying to make sense of the sensations caused by the stress chemicals, which have been prompted by your subconscious, referring to the childhood experiences where you were trained to not put yourself out there.
Yeah, and
that
was a mouthful.
Sorry, I was on a roll. I wanted to get that all out.
Yeah, we don't want to stop that momentum. No, but the experience of that feeling of not being able to put yourself out there doesn't make any conscious logical sense at all. I remember earlier, an earlier part of my life, another business where technically what I did, the actual work that I performed, absolutely no problem doing that. It was the getting myself out there that really was the problem. For a period of time, I was very lucky and the work just came to me. And then at some point that stopped, and then I had to move out and put myself out there. And then it was, as the chemical reaction, there was a paralysis that occurred. And depending upon what those childhood references are for each one of us individually, we're going to have different responses to that.
Exactly.
So I think that the point is that whatever it is that you're experiencing in trying to put yourself out there, and I suffered from not being able to pick up the telephone. I was trying to make phone calls, and it was like there was some real fear about just being able to pick up that phone and call somebody. And that was a real, it felt very real, and it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing this? So you end up buying books, you end up doing courses, you're trying to do all these things to solve that problem, but it's not the problem. Whatever the issue is that you're having, I can't get myself out there. I had a fear of getting on Facebook.
Yep.
That fear of,
and now look at you.
Who says I'm not? I had that fear of getting out on Facebook. And again, it doesn't seem to make any logical sense, but you just can't seem to be able to push through that, because those references, those chemicals that were started or that were formed in early childhood, they end up taking over. And when you're triggered into that place of fear, when you're triggered into a situation where, my God, somebody might reject me on the other end of this telephone, and that equals death.
Yes.
That's what we picked up, from childhood. If I experience rejection, it's akin to death.
And I think it's really important to remember that, not obviously consciously, that rejection doesn't equal death, but your subconscious does not use reason or logic and doesn't know that. And so evolutionarily, it equals death. If you're rejected by your tribe, you will die if you're a baby or a child. And so, and the other point I wanted to make as well is that something important to remember is that because the conscious mind's job is to make sense of the world, make sense of how I'm feeling, make sense of my experiences, your conscious mind will come up with reasons. So I'm scared to pick up so I go to pick up the phone, or I go to put a post on Facebook, or I go to speak with someone at a networking event, and my subconscious prompts the fight, freeze, flight response. My conscious mind is immediately looking for reasons. So it will come up with, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to say.
They probably won't buy it anyway.
Right. What will they think? The
market's saturated.
All kinds of,
We come up with a bunch of reasons why.
Right.
We can't do
then
it.
we believe them. We buy into them because, it seems to make sense. So it's about overriding that and realizing it's not to do with the reasons you think it is. It's just it's to do with so what's the solution?
Yeah, well, I was about to say, instead of us talking about what the problem is, how do we move toward actually fixing that? And the key to actually fixing the problem is going back and changing the references that are there.
Yeah.
Now, we're obviously not going to be able to do that in this video. Of course, we have plenty of other videos, and if you check out
free
the
course.
check out the links below. We'll post them later. All of our information is there in terms of actually the how-to of changing. But the reason that it works, the reason that we're experiencing the fear now, is because our subconscious is going back to those original references as proof. This is why this activity is unsafe. I have all of this proof from my childhood, and as we know, memories and proofs are not reliable.
Oh, sorry. And also, it doesn't mean you consciously remember these things.
Yes.
So you may have no memories from your childhood of being told that you shouldn't show off or something, but your subconscious will have.
It's recorded all of that information there, and it's referring to the proof, the evidence that this is an unsafe thing.
Right.
It's unsafe to be rejected. You've got proof and evidence that I'm not good enough. The whole self-esteem. There's all kinds of proof and evidence there, and it's all based upon faulty memory. So what we do is we go back and change the references, change that proof and evidence so that it's the opposite, positive, and empowering. So now if you can imagine, if your subconscious is working from completely different evidence, if it sees you as amazing, always listened to,
safe,
your parents were encouraging, imagine the kind of childhood that would foster that sense of self-confidence. If that's what your subconscious is now drawing to, or you drawing from, picking up a phone or engaging with somebody, it now becomes a safe activity.
Exactly.
So whatever it is that we're feeling in the moment, that fear, the anxiety, it doesn't seem to make
doubt.
It's not going to work. All of those things are coming from that subconscious beliefs. It's not real. It's just neural pathways, old neural pathways that are firing. Notice how you did that? old neural pathways firing, and the resulting neurochemical hit that we're getting from that. So if we change that up, it changes up how we approach business. It changes up how we approach success.
Right. And then the result is, so if you change your childhood memories and create new ones, so change any memories where you were told, where you were shamed for speaking out, or, any negative ones, change them to the opposite, positive, empowering, and create new ones, so that you have a childhood where you were encouraged to speak out, you were popular at school, everybody loved to hear from you. You whatever you did was well received, you were admired and encouraged, and so on. You change all that. Then when you think about putting yourself out there, when you think about picking up the phone, doing social media, approaching someone in a networking event or anything like that, your subconscious is then referring to the evidence that you're safe and that you're worthy and all of that. So you have automatic, natural, authentic confidence, and you will find yourself naturally speaking out, without having to try and sell or try and convince or try and be confident. And the result is that it will be authentic and natural, and comfortable.
Robert put up a comment. I think it speaks to the kind of resistance that people have to actually engaging in what will work.
Right.
It says, I found that some people would rather spend money getting their hair done, nails done, or buying a massage package instead of investing in their mental pips.
Yeah. And
I think that anything that moves us in the direction of change toward changing those old patterns or that feeling of security and safety. So even though it doesn't make any sense, we've learned what has kept us safe.
Yeah.
And these old patterns have kept us safe. And if I start to engage in something that is going to change that, there's a
right.
lot of resistance to that, or we'll end up choosing something that subconsciously won't work.
Yeah, and in the same way, it's a good point, but in the same way, there are people who won't spend money on getting their hair done or nails done or whatever, or massages based on their own, whatever beliefs, subconscious beliefs they have about themselves. So it does depend on the person,
Right.
but Robert, you're right. It's about priorities, and different people have different priorities. And I think that, it's okay to have different to have, priorities that, let's say, to prioritize having your nails done instead of, doing self-development, as long as you know that that's what you're doing. And I think, I know our mission is to give people the knowledge and so that they have the option and the choice. So they know, yes, I know that would work, or I know that that's there and that's an option, but I'm going to choose this anyway, and that's okay as well.
So if we're
kind of way off topic.
No, that's all right. So if we're kind of circling back around and kind of summarizing the point would be that whatever it is that we're experiencing that's holding us back from engaging, from getting ourselves out there into the marketplace, advertising, moving forward in our businesses, whatever that is, it's not what it appears to be on the surface.
Yeah, what you're looking at is just symptoms, and you change childhood memories. So if you want to have a go at changing your childhood memories, we have a free introductory course to childhood memory transformation that teaches you to do it yourself. So it's a self-paced course online. It's on our website, subconscious-reprogramming.com. We'll put a link to this to it in this video as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And go there, sign up for the free mini course, and you can have a go at it and see how it works for you.
Right.
All right.
So I think that's it for this week. Keep pushing forward, keep changing those memories, and we'll see
Let us
y'all.
know if you have any questions.
We'll see y'all again next week.
Bye.
Bye for now.